We are back. Good to see you, fellows. It's been too long. Rob, your audio and video look amazing.
Wow, this is very different. Rob, it looks better than you now. Like his video is better than your video now.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's got better internet.
Hey, Steve, thanks for that computer you let me lend that I just spent an hour and a half trying to get to work.
Yeah, for the listener, we just spent, almost 2 hours probably trying to get the computer. And Molly knows she's on camera, right? She just walked in.
Yeah.
We're not deleting this.
Yeah, this
tell her.
Yeah. All right.
She's going to fix she's going to fix your computer, Steve.
Is that why she had a sledgehammer?
Yeah.
So
it's like the dude in the Office Space.
So for listener, everybody, we're all separated. We're all at our own homes. We're doing our recording this week. So what is now? I'm getting all kinds of fucking health check warnings. Who has a warning?
I don't have a warning.
I don't know.
All right, free local.
Oh,
I don't know what we're saving this to. Anyway,
so much matter. For the kinks.
No, it's fine. All right. So anyway, we are gonna be working through some technical difficulties and glitches and whatnot. So please bear with us as we do so. I can't tell if Rob is just holding incredibly still or if he's okay. He's there. He is. All right.
He's sleeping like he normally does
with his eyes open. He just was incredibly still.
Well, he's at the age where he sleeps with his eyes open now.
Oh, okay. That's an age you can reach. That's horrifying.
It's called 48. Yes. So let's talk about that trial. Everybody wants to talk about it, right?
Let's do it.
Shawn, I know you have some opinions on it. You go ahead.
We've started this recording 3 times. I'm tired of giving this rant, but I will do my best to duplicate it. The second take was really good. This take is going to suck.
I'll pretend like I haven't heard it before.
Second take was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Anyway, now I don't even remember it, and I feel like I've already said it, and it's been cathartic, and I've got it out of my system. However, that being said, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're very happy and excited that the police officer who murdered George Floyd has been found guilty on all charges. No sentence yet. That'll be 6 to 8 weeks from now or something like that, from what I understand. But yeah, I was in a fucking Facebook argument with a stranger earlier that might actually still be ongoing. Because I just couldn't help myself because of his stupidity. He said something about liberal, communist, fascist. And I was just like, okay, communism and fascism are different ideologies. So maybe do some reading, understand the difference. And yes, I understand Stalin was a communist who was also, had some authoritarian type leanings, but that doesn't make communism and fascism the same, because fascism is more of like a hierarchy, whereas communism is more like totalitarianism or something. It's just, they're so different at the base ideology. It's just weird that they just throw all these words. You're a socialist, communist, capitalist, fascist, Nazi. And it's like, I don't think I can be all of those things at the same time. And you're Jewish, you're a Jew as well. Like, they'll throw all those things together. And it's like, no, I don't think those go together.
Yeah.
You can't be all of those things.
Like, we're just happy that they were held accountable for once, like you just can't murder people in the streets and it'd be okay. Like, you should be held accountable. There should be a trial. I mean, especially like this. Like, this should have been an open and shut case. We all saw it from multiple angles. I mean, like, come on. Like, if he would have got off this time, and like, he did get charged with all 3 counts, which we all were a little surprised on that.
I was very surprised. Yes,
but because the way it is, cops do have leniency in certain areas, but yeah, all 3 counts. I was like, wow, okay. So, I mean, that's the way it should have been. I mean, it's like, you just can't murder people at your job and it'd be okay. Well, you can. That's how it's been for a while, and that's why it's so reassuring to see this verdict for once. Your headphone fell out.
Shawn, what you said in your second rant was that cops, being a cop is a job, and some people aren't good at their jobs. That's what you said in the second take.
Most people aren't good at their job. That's what I want to tell people who are defending this behavior is, look at your coworkers. are they 100% best suited for the positions they're in and giving it 100% at their jobs? No, most people don't. Most people aren't. Same can be said for cops. It's just a fucking job. And yes, and so is a doctor and a paramedic. But there's responsibility there. That's why doctors can get sued for malpractice. Cops shouldn't have qualified immunity because you can't fucking pull a gun on somebody and then be like, oh, I thought it was my taser. I yelled taser before I fired it.
Right.
So that should have made it a taser at that point. No, that you can't have blanket respect for a fucking job. That's asinine. It's idiotic. You cannot do that. And these people are the same people, the same Trumpers who claim that they're worried about their freedoms being stripped away from them. Meanwhile, they want to live in a police state where cops have ultimate authority and can murder you for crimes that you shouldn't be killed for. Under no circumstances is the death penalty required for using counterfeit money. Like, that's not a thing. What are you doing?
Or you had a scratch and sniff thing hanging from your rear view mirror. You know, that's
right.
That's why you died tonight. Sorry. And it's like, I don't get it. It's like, dude, like, there's like almost 10 times more white people than black people, you know? And when's the last time you heard of some white person getting murdered at a routine traffic stop, you know? Like, I've had my license suspended. You know, I've been caught with driving without a license before. I never got murdered for it.
You got caught with illicit sweet and low, and they didn't even tase you.
Right, dude.
It was shocking.
Dude, I was arguing with the cop, and they're like, "Sir, what's your room number?"
Right.
Shit like that. It's like they gave me they give me the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he's white, he must be okay, you know. And it's not the same way for black and brown people. And dude, if you can't see that, then you're just fucking blind, you know. Right. And I don't know what else to tell you. And the verdict that came through today, I think it was right. It was just, you know. So, but I mean, is the killing going to stop? I hope so, man.
I hope cops realize they have to realize there's consequences for their actions when it comes to this. Like, you can't just get away with it. Again, Breonna Taylor, they got away with it basically. I think one guy got fired or something. Like, that's it. That's what happens when you take a life. And then you have people defending that. Like, and they can't take 10 seconds to put themselves in the shoes, not necessarily of the victim, but of the victim's family. Imagine finding out your son, your daughter, your brother, mother, father, whoever was killed by cops on accident. You know, it was an accident. Sorry, we went in the wrong house or whatever it was. It was an accident, though. So you understand. We cool now, right? No, we're not fucking cool. No. We're not cool at all, bro. Like, we are not fucking cool. But you can't help but think that that's the racism then, because it was a black person that died. That these people that will swear up and down they are not racist. They're like, well, they should have listened, which is like that just blows my fucking mind.
Like I said,
they should have fucking listened. And then all I could think of is the fucking Capitol riots, and I'm like, what about those people? Like, should they have just listened? Like, how do you, they're constantly just bending over backwards and twisting everything to whatever they feel. Like, they don't have an actual morality. It suits whatever narrative they're in at that moment.
They're all about equality, just not equality for everyone. They're all about equality for themselves. But when it comes to other people gaining that same equality, they're like, nah, it's not for you, because, you know, we're better than you. It's so bullshit, dude. I just don't know how. It's 2021. I don't know how people are so, dude. I just don't know how this is still going on. It's so stupid. It's like, why do you like the woman? Why did she have to shoot the guy? Like, she's already got his license. She knows his address. Let the guy run. Go pick him up at his house later. Like, you know.
If it's
like, why
serious,
does it have to be death in the streets? Like, every time, you know?
Right. Or even tased. Like, that's, again, there has to be levels of escalation. It's, he tried to run. It's like you said, pick him up later. Who cares? He's not a threat. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not a threat to anybody.
Or the guy that in the army, you know, the military guy they pulled over and then maced him. It's like, what?
Right.
Like, dude, they pulled over under a well-lit area. What the fuck is the problem? And like he did, like he drove a mile or something to go to a well-lit area because he's black and he knows, he's like, shit, like if I get pulled over, this could be the end of my life. At least let me get to an area where maybe there's a witness,
Yeah.
So, dude, it's all fucked up, and I'm just it makes me sad, man, and I hope things get better.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Then what's the kid in Chicago, Adam Toledo, I think. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah.
Little 13-year-old kid. Everybody was saying, oh, he had a gun in his hand, and no, he did have a gun, but he had thrown it away, and then he put his hands up. He did what the cop said. He listened to the cop, put his hands up, and then he got shot. So what's your answer for that one then? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he literally didn't have a gun in his hand. Cop just thought he did, or maybe he didn't even think he did. Maybe he just decided. So even in that moment, if he thought he did, if he saw him putting his hands up, then you gotta, I don't know. Again, it is a stressful job. Don't get me wrong. And it's not like the movies. Not every scenario is going to be well lit and you're going to be able to determine exactly what's going on. And that's always what I want to tell people who think that they're going to have a shootout because they have a gun on them. And when a gunman shows up, it's just like, it's going to be so easy because they have a gun. It's like, it's going to be fucking chaos. If there's an active shooter in a grocery store you're in, and then you introduce one or two other people that also have guns and that want to take down that shooter, but they encounter each other, that's going to go badly. You know what I mean? Right. Because they're both going to assume the other person is the active shooter. Yeah. So again, people don't think through that. Now, again, I don't want to get into the whole gun thing because I'm not one of those anti-gun people either. But at the same time, I just don't have that really distorted sense of reality, this alternate reality, this fictional reality I live in, where it's just like, oh, well, if I have a gun, I'll just handle it. I'll just turn into John Wick. Problem solved. Like you don't know how many people are in the store with guns. You don't know how many of them are the person doing the active shooting. I mean, there's so many elements people don't consider, and that's why it doesn't always turn out that way. And there are scenarios too where people being armed has in fact helped them. So, but anyway, I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, this whole idea that you're going to be fucking John Wick or whatever because you heard gunshots, it's just like, what if you're the first person to get shot? Like, like that Colorado in Boulder, one of the people who died was the cop who went in. A cop went in, got killed. He's one of the victims now. Like, that's a trained person with a gun. So again, it's not that simple. It's not that cut and dry. But I don't know how I got off on that. But yeah, but this is kind of a win, to have a cop convicted of murder for murder. Again, it would be nice to have Breonna Taylor, and there's a whole list of other people I know that don't come to mind, but it would be nice to have some kind of justice for those people as well. Again, because I just look at it as a civilian, not even as a white person or black person, but just something happens to somebody I care about. I don't want to be told, what are you going to do? Accidents happen. Sometimes cops are going to kill people for running a stop sign.
And that's what they've been saying for years. Like, well, it happened. It's like, well,
right.
Well, fuck you then,
Right.
Yeah. And it's not like, and I want police too, like I want police. I'm pro police.
Yes.
But I can also be pro, accountability,
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, it's a job. It's a job too. Like, if you can't do the job, if you're not trained for the job, then maybe
that's just it though. See, that's the problem. This is why we need reform. They are trained for the job. They're doing what they're trained to do. And that's, this problem goes a lot deeper. And again, we do need, of course we need police, but we also, the idea of what police are and do needs to evolve or change because what they're getting away with has to stop. And so police have to be something different. If that means creating a whole different task force for, because you hear all these other sad stories about somebody with a mental disability gets shot and killed. They don't even have a gun or anything, but they don't understand what the cop is telling them to do, and they end up getting killed. And that's just, it's fucked up.
Well, that's why they wanted to direct some of the money towards, social workers and stuff like that, different people to handle it instead of the cops going in, instead of trained killers going in, to assess the situation. Maybe somebody that's more qualified, doesn't always have to be them every time,
Yeah,
but as soon as you say that, then people are like, oh, well, you're anti-police. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't say defund the police. Don't headline it that. Democrats are so gosh damn stupid.
Yeah.
I swear to goodness.
You definitely, there's a different
all
way
the
to
names you can come up with, and you say defund the police, even though that's not what it is. You call it that.
Right.
So, like, come on, man.
You're reform the police, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that's what Republicans run with, man. They love that.
That was a give me.
Phrase it like that.
You gave them
right. Yeah. Yeah. Even
wrapped it in a bow.
Yeah. Like, how did that pass? How did that get through? Like, where was the guy that had the final say on that? Yeah. Well, that sounds good. I'm sure that won't create division.
There's actually a woman. I heard her talking one time. Anyway.
All right. So yeah, so a little bit of a win. It's still sad. Obviously, nothing's going to bring back, George Floyd or any of these people who were wrongly killed and then their murderer just got away with it because of their job. Imagine if you got away with shit just because, or if I got away with stuff, back. Oh, well, I do pest control. I'm allowed to kill people occasionally. It's just part of what I do.
Right.
So sorry about it. It's just part of my job, though. I'm allowed to bypass that whole system, and we're allowed to be. I'm Judge Dredd now. I just, Judge Judy and executioner.
Rats.
I was stocking a case of dip on the top shelf.
Right. You know what? I find it harder to get a word in with Steve not being next to Steve. Could you hear that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did. I heard that.
We hear you.
Steve,
you can't see me now.
I can see you.
Am I blurry?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay.
You've been blurry the whole time. You're like.
All right, let's get on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I give up talking.
You started talking right over Rob again. Let the man talk. You can see him now.
Fine.
Yeah, he's blurry. He's fuzzy on my end.
All right.
All right.
So anyway,
blame the upload.
You know what I blame? I blame AT&T
because
they suck and they can't bring fiber to our homes. So there's free publicity for AT&T, and it's all bad. I check about every other week, and it's never coming to my house. Never.
You sound like John Oliver.
Yeah.
Always talking AT&T.
What's he? Baby dad or daddy or something.
Man. Oh no! Wait, I fucked up.
No, wait, I fucked up. What? Yeah, you should be praising AT&T. We're trying to get free fiber from them.
We
want good publicity. They're not going to come to a house.
I'm about to go to cable. I am so close. Just because they offer more speed, it's ridiculous.
You should.
I hate cable. That's how much I hate cable. I put up with this crap. Blurry internet. It's ridiculous.
Who's your ISP when it comes to cable? Is it Spectrum?
Yeah, it's what is it, Steve? Not Time Warner. It's Comcast.
Oh, you have
Comcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but they offer the same speeds though, don't they?
Yeah, you can get like 500 through Comcast at your home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm ready. I've given it. Steve had it.
Rob's definitely on a delay.
Yeah, that's why you're getting cut off though. You are on a delay for us.
That's why Steve keeps talking over me.
I was like, I've been trying to do better. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be right back. I'm doing an internet check in my house. Getting more coffee. Talks among yourselves.
Okay. Well, we'll keep the show going. This sucks. I thought it would be so much easier.
Maybe Rob could stay here. Maybe my internet can handle both computers. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't try that. I think that's going to be a burden. I think maybe we just try the other format. Actually, I do have a really good solution. You guys could just move the fuck back to Ohio. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Then you get super fast internet. You could get Swenson's. You get Hamburger Station. You get Fiesta Pete. Like, there's so many good things that could happen.
and no, man, I got a man cave. I'm not moving.
You can build another one.
Hey, I'm not lagging. One. It's Rob. It's not me. We're doing fine. Tell Rob to move.
What?
All right. Yeah, Rob. I was telling Steve that you guys should, if you guys just move back to Ohio, that would solve all your problems. Basically, yeah. So
I could get 500 megabytes per second, and like for half the price I pay for 45.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. You could. You absolutely could. All
right,
let's move it along. I want to talk Falcon Winter Soldier.
All right, I should be better connection. Molly was. All right. I think your old computer just hogs up bandwidth, Steve, because she was trying to get your computer to work while we're recording.
Oh yeah, you're actually lined up now, so like your audio and video kind of match.
Yeah, you sound better now. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So Falcon and Winter Soldier. The penultimate episode. Dude, man, that was a hell of an episode.
Yeah. And the pawnbroker episode, that was where they lost me for once, like a Marvel show.
Power Broker, is that what you said?
Yeah, the Power Broker episode. I was getting a little pissed at that one. And I was like, man, just all the stupid shit. Like Sam had his personal phone on him when he was trying to go incognito, and then he left his phone on and then it rings and it's his sister. I'm like, what? This is stupid. Like, Sam's smart enough to not have his personal phone on him. And then like Zemo was dancing around and I'm like, dude, the last time I saw Zemo, he tried to kill himself. I was like, hopefully he will, he's being the double agent kind of guy. Or whatever. And they went back to it, which I was like, oh, thank God. Turkish delights. Irresistible.
All right. So this episode, though, almost the whole episode, like, all right, from the point where Bucky showed up with the case, especially, I was like, let me see the suit. Like, I want to see the new suit so fucking bad.
Hell yeah.
His suit, Sam's suit, in the comics when he becomes Captain America, so because he still has wings, but it's like the red, white, and blue. He's got like a kind of a cool mask / helmet goggle thing going on. I want to see the fucking suit, man. And they wouldn't show me the fucking suit. I was like, oh, you sons of bitches. I just wanted to see the goddamn suit. This episode was good. It was also kind of weird. I felt like there was like too many like montagey, like working on the docks kind of fucking moments going on. It was a little weird, like Avengers repair the boat kind of thing. I was like, what is this all about?
I think the boat's just a metaphor for, everything going on.
Well, no. Well, that's the thing. The good stuff of this episode to me was the conversation when he went back to the original, to the Black Captain America. What's his name? I forget his name now.
Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah. He went back, that conversation, and then the way he processed that conversation and reached his own conclusion, the way Sam did. Dude, a lot of that just gave me chills, man. And then, the conversation between him and Bucky, finding out Cap is fucking dead. I didn't know that. I thought Cap was still fucking alive. I thought Steve Rogers was alive. Apparently he's fucking dead.
Is he dead, though?
That's what they talked about. He's not here anymore.
Gone.
He's gone.
They didn't say he was dead. Is he in back to his timeline? We don't know.
I guess. I mean, yeah, anything's possible. They could. They did leave that open, but the fact remains he's not there though. I thought he was a character that they could approach.
Yeah.
And go talk to.
Isaiah
that was
Bradley.
An assumption I made.
Well, here, I thought when he was going to see Bradley, I thought he was going to like ask permission to use the shield, and that went totally different than what I was thinking. He was like when he said a black man should never hide or use that shield. I was like, whoa, man, good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, no self-respecting black man would even want it, or
That's
something like
exactly
that.
what he said. No, that was almost
right.
word for word.
Right. And and that's why I liked the fact that, Sam, he really valued what the guy said, but he still reached his own conclusions about
Right.
it. And I think that was really cool. That it's just, man, it was a powerful episode. And I really like the fact that Disney is and just the MCU and whatever is kind of taking a step into like real world issues, even more so, taking a stance there. I think that's a really good direction to go when it's done this well. When you do it in a way where they're really approaching issues, talking about issues, and I didn't feel like anything was being shoved down my throat though. You kind of you get that vibe from certain things where it's like, oh, this whole thing was just created to be a social justice PSA basically, and that's not what this feels like. This feels like it's they're being really smart. The writers are being really smart about discussing this stuff in a realistic way and in a meaningful way.
Yeah, and they didn't hold back at all, too. That's how well, for it to not come off as shoved down our throats. That's just how well they did it, because they didn't hold back any of these issues. These are all current issues going on, and I mean, it's good. We should definitely be talking about it, and we should be seeing it.
And America's history with mistreatment of black soldiers and stuff. Actually reminded me that George Lucas made that movie Red Tails. I don't know if you guys remember that about the black fighter pilot squadron.
I saw it a long time ago, but I don't remember
it. It's just funny, like George Lucas made that movie and no one cared. If he made that now, he would be praised and he would also be scorned by people being like, "Oh, you're bowing to the fucking left." Or whatever, but he made that movie because it was something he was passionate about, and and I hope that ends up on Disney. I don't know if Disney has the rights to that, but that would be really cool. And it wasn't necessarily a great movie, but anyway, getting off topic here. But yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier. We got like 3 days till the last episode. I'm fucking psyched, fucking pumped. This series has delivered almost every single episode, unlike the experiment that WandaVision was. I still enjoy a lot of aspects of WandaVision, but that could have been condensed a lot.
You said that Perez guy becomes Falcon in the comics, right?
Yeah.
Torres. So that's like when he said they just Torres. When he's like, just keep the wings. So that's cool. So you get to see him. Oh, he's already got the wings. So he's on his first step to becoming the Falcon or whatever.
Young Avenger.
Dude, how fucking badass is Sam going to look in this suit, man, with the shield?
Dude, I'm so pumped to see this new fucking, and the fact that Bucky was like, I just need one more favor. And the fact that it was the Wakandans made it, that makes it really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the elephant in the room, Sharon Carter, is she the power broker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Think? Like what's that with? Because she was clearly talking to Batroc, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then next week, Batroc is fucking loose again.
Well, and he wants to kill Sam.
I don't know what that means.
He wants to kill Sam. Right. So she's like, okay, go ahead and kill Sam. What the hell, man? So
I don't know what's happening there.
The thing is,
I don't know that we're getting the full story there.
Yeah, but if she's not the power broker, there better be a damn good reason why she's doing what she's doing. So we'll see. Maybe they'll wrap it up. It seems like
I don't think she is. Like
she's got a lot to wrap. They got a lot to wrap up.
She's been this too obvious right now. There's no way it's her.
Right.
I mean, I was hoping maybe it was Zemo, but Zemo's in charge of the Wakandans have him now, so it ain't Zemo. Right. So
no, I feel like I still think the power broker is going to be. I'm hoping that it's somebody we haven't seen yet. I'm hoping there's a big reveal there. I hope it's not Sharon Carter. She's too badass in the comics to be the power broker.
Could be the Mandarin, maybe. The Mandarin.
What do you think it could be?
Oh yeah, there's so many possibilities.
Well, I was reading.
My theory was Ross, That's just because of his dealings with the super soldier serum in the past. And he's not the most scrupulous person.
Yeah, he's wanted it since the Hulk. He's wanted it since the Hulk.
At least.
Ross said he was sending, or they were sending Zemo to the raft, and Ross is in charge of the raft. So, yeah, that's good.
Have they mentioned the raft in the MCU?
I couldn't remember.
They did. They just
did. They okay.
Yeah, in Civil War, that's where everybody was being held.
I couldn't remember if that was the first time I had heard it or not. Because I'm familiar with it in the comics, obviously, but I don't.
Yeah, dude. Tony Stark talks about it when he's flying to it.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm loving this show though.
See, I was really reading something about that city, Madripoor. I guess that's like a hangout for mutants or something. Did you know that?
I have read it in the comics. I don't remember offhand though.
Okay.
But yeah, that sounds right.
I didn't know if like a power broker was going to be a mutant and they were going to introduce a mutant. Like I don't know where they're going with it, but I don't think it's Sharon Carter though.
Yeah. So speaking of mutants, I watched the New Mutants on, I think it was HBO Max or something. I don't know.
What'd you think?
I
didn't even watch. I saw it was on there. I was just like, nah, I don't
watched
really care. I have to be in a certain mood.
I liked it. I didn't think it was great, but I liked it.
You like everything.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't that bad.
No,
it wasn't.
You're not Mikey. You're the opposite of Mikey. That's what you are.
What I read about it. I read about it after I watched it the other day, and the director said that when he first went into it, it was supposed to have been like a horror movie, basically, kind of real scary, you know. And then he had the blessing.
I heard it was supposed to be based on Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah, I don't know. But he said it was supposed to have been a horror movie. He had the blessing of the studios, and then once he started filming and everything, then the studios balked, and he had to like change the endings and reshoot a bunch of stuff because they didn't want it to be like that anymore. So it got all screwed up.
Okay.
That sounds like something.
Yeah.
That
what I read is that his big inspiration was Nightmare on Elm Street 3, that's one of my favorite. That's possibly my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, where the kids are in a mental institution and they kind of have to team up and discover their inner dream warriors to take down Freddy as they listen to Dokken. That's what happens in that movie. But yeah, I could see it from the setup of the movie. It looks like a bunch of the mutants are in some sort of institution. I don't know what kind, but
that's exactly what it is.
That's all I really know. Yeah. Another director getting slighted by, man, studios make some weird decisions, man.
Yeah. They always go in there and fuck shit up, man.
Yeah. And then I hear that, like, if you go and pitch something, if you can't sum up your movie in like a sentence, if you can't be like, it's Jaws meets the Matrix or whatever, then they don't care. Like they don't even want to hear it. Like you got to have some sort of catchy way of summing up your pitch. And I'm just like, ugh, that's fucking horrible.
What's that YouTuber that does those pitch things? What's his catchphrase?
Oh, the pitch meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his, he always
super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah.
So everybody's excited for this last episode, huh? Yes.
Yeah, I should say so.
Yeah.
And then I'm caught up on Invincible. That show, I'm just really tired of seeing Invincible get his ass handed to him every week at this point. Like, please, like, get a punch in. Do something.
I forgot to talk about the way they introduce the title of the show every week. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When they say, Invincible without saying it.
Right. When they go to say his name and they're like, well, you're not. And then it's like, and then like more blood gets thrown on the title card.
That's what I told Aiden. I said, by the time we're done watching this, you won't be able to read Invincible. It'll have blood all over it.
Right.
Oh man, yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying that, and And then we got the Bad Batch coming up next month. Star Wars, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. We got Loki after that.
Mortal Kombat this week, this Friday.
Yeah. I forgot
This Friday's loaded, man. We got
shit. Dude, I can't wait to see Mortal Kombat. That looks great.
It looks really fun, man. Oh, we saw the Shang-Chi trailer, which looks good. It looks like a good martial arts movie. It doesn't look amazing, but I think it looks good.
I think it looks amazing.
You like everything, so that makes sense.
It's not true. I do not like altered states.
Okay, that's random, but okay.
Steve's getting in line for Fast and
nobody
Furious.
References that movie.
Steve's getting in line for the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a 9. I thought they already did 9.
They're not.
The trailer came out the other day. It's all over my fucking Amazon. Like, these people, how do these people not know my preferences at this point? Like, don't show me an ad for Fast and the Furious. Show me an ad for almost anything else. I'd rather see an ad for fucking tampons than an ad for Fast and the Furious. Like, that is somehow more applicable to my life than Fast and the fucking Furious. And I don't even have a uterus or a vagina. But yeah. So what else is coming out? Oh yeah, I think that's it. We got Mortal Kombat. We got Loki after that. But yeah, Shang-Chi coming out this year. That was the most surprising part for me, though, seeing that it was coming out in September. I did not anticipate that.
So you don't think the action looks badass?
It looks cool. I mean, there's a little bit of slow motion use that was kind of putting me off. And it looks like a good martial arts movie. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see it regardless. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm not going to see it. However, I'm not familiar with the character. So that kind of, I need to be a little bit more impressed. Like I said, when I saw that trailer for Nobody, I was immediately like, I'm all in on this movie, right? It was just, it grabbed me, the little bit of the fight choreography that they showed me. Same with the Mortal Kombat trailer. The Mortal Kombat trailer showed some really cool choreography that I like. Choreography in this looks absolutely good, and I'm sure we haven't seen the best of it by any means. But then, like, they closed it off with the big, like, bus scene, and that was kind of when I was like, huh? I was like, that's weird for a martial arts movie. You got to take it in that direction.
I thought they were I thought they were trying to go with the Asians can't drive stereotype.
Oh my God! Now you just got to kick off YouTube.
I did not think that at all. That didn't even cross
my mind. Like, that would not cross my mind
at all. I said stereotype. I didn't say that's what I believe.
Wow. That's some racist ass shit. I need to divest myself of Steve and his racist opinion. We've had a lot of anti-Asian hate crimes recently, and now I see that you're on board with that. That's good to know.
You know what? Why I'm excited to see this movie too is I'm going to see an Asian kick ass, and I don't have to see like subtitles or it dubbed either. Like, I'm all about this. I can't wait.
So anyway, I guess we'll move on from Steve's racism. We'll have the apology video soon, hopefully, after we talk to him. Anyway, but no, my whole take on the bus scene was just like the big. I don't know. To be, I guess, when you think of like a Jackie Chan movie, he has big action set pieces. It's not all martial arts, but I think I think of like stuff like Fist of Legend and Iron Monkey, where it's just all martial arts, and that's what I want to see in my martial arts movie. I don't need to see the big giant car chase, whatever crash sequence.
Is that what threw you off? It was a car wreck. If there was no cars involved,
yeah, that holds. Those are. No interest. Dude, there's no faster way to put me to sleep than to have a car chase in a movie. Like,
except the Matrix
even nobody
too.
Exactly. Matrix Reloaded. When you're doing martial arts in the cars and on top of the vehicles, I'm all in, baby. But just cars going around chasing each other. There's a chase scene in that Nobody movie, which I really enjoyed, by the way. I don't even remember it. I just remember how it started, which was kind of funny. And then of course it ended at some point, and that's a chase. It's just so it's not, and it's weird because I do understand that people for whatever reason find it exciting to see cars go after each other.
Yeah,
the same way I find a well choreographed martial arts scene exciting, but I just don't. I just feel like I'm in a car all the time, and no matter how fast I'm going or how fast, if I take a turn at speed, it's still not exciting. I'm just never excited by it. It's not cool as doing a fucking flying sidekick. Like, you'll never convince me that it is.
No, man. I could watch that Gone in 60 Seconds ending every day. I could watch the Bourne Identity when he's in that little freaking tiny BMW or whatever. The opening scene to Quantum of Solace, that was sweet. Oh, man, I love car scenes.
I don't even remember the opening scene of Quantum of Solace.
He had Mr. White in the trunk the whole time.
Now, I can do... so the opening scene to Casino Royale, where it was like a parkour chase, that's exciting because I see people actually physically doing things. People operating motor vehicles is just never exciting to me. I don't. Again, to me, it's the same as starting a washing machine. It's a utility, and it's not. There's no excitement for me there whatsoever. You are using a machine to its purpose. There's no excitement there. Like, it's just I don't get it. But watching somebody do martial arts, doing these crazy, fantastic things with their bodies, it takes years of training. That's fucking cool.
Well, it takes training to drive a car.
Yeah, and I can do all those things. I guarantee it.
No, I'm talking about,
put a ramp in front of me, I could flip a car.
You ain't, motherfucker, you ain't going out there and drifting and using the e-brake. Come on. That takes training.
All the time. All the time. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Shawn's like, I drive in reverse just for the fun of it.
And maybe too, because when Maggie lost a friend, I mean, it's probably been 10 years or so now, but he died street racing in it. And to me, that's just so pointless. It proves nothing to drive that fast. And he overrun 480, doing that. And that's dude, we were going to a friend's house the other day, and there was like 4 souped up fucking Civics in front of us. And then of course I passed them because we're on the freeway and I'm in a Jeep Renegade and I'm a middle-aged man and they're not going the speed limit for some reason. And they're souped up fucking Civics. That's the other reason I hate those fucking cars. It's because people get these cars and then they get on the freeway and they drive like a fucking 90-year-old woman. Like, what are you doing? Dude, I got passed today by a fucking Camaro SS that was going like 90 and I was like, yes, that's how you drive that fucking car. I'm tired of passing sports cars on the fucking freeway in my Jeep Renegade. Like, fucking, if you're going to buy that, again, it'd be like buying the TV I have, an LG CX, like the cream of the crop, nicest TV. And then I just sit here and watch fucking Andy Griffith show on it the whole time. Like, why did I buy that TV if I'm just going to watch the Andy Griffith show? There's no fucking point to owning this television to watch the Andy Griffith show. You're not utilizing that machine to its purpose.
He almost made it through the podcast without talking about his TV. Almost.
It's just a comparison. A comparison.
But it's always in the back of your mind, man. It's always there. Shawn's
that's right there. It's in front of my mind.
I love my TV.
Dude. Unabashedly.
They buy those cars. They don't want to get caught for speeding. Then they get pulled over and then they get shot. So they don't want to get
like Shawn said.
No.
Like he said, is if you can afford a car like that, then you can afford the ticket that goes with driving it like it should be driven. I'm so with you.
Exactly.
So with
you. Oh, I'm sure they take it out somewhere and let it loose. But maybe they're just obeying the law. On the weekends, they go to the track.
I don't get it. I don't know. Some of I look at these drivers because I have to mean mug them as I go past them. And I'm like, it's like, 65, 70-year-old people. And I'm just like, if I buy like a fucking sports car, if I buy a Corvette, I'm cruising in that motherfucker, dude, and let a cop chase me. I'll fucking take him on the ride of his fucking life. Like, this is that. Then, and I'll show you. Be like, yeah, I can do Fast and the Furious. I cannot drive a car into a submarine and then take over the submarine and let my car drive the submarine or whatever happens in those movies. And then we launch into space. But I can't do that. No, but I can drive a car fast and make turns. I can do that. It's just, it's not impressive to me.
I'm glad you don't have a sports car. You got a lead foot, man.
That's the other problem I have is like, if I'm on the road, my goal is to not be on the road anymore. So why isn't that everybody's goal? Like, I'm only on the road because I'm trying to get somewhere. The trip in me, like, nobody wants a slow elevator ride. Nobody's like just enjoying their elevator trip up to the fucking 50th floor. You want it to go quick, right? You want it to be over. There's no joy in driving. I don't get it.
I disagree, man. I love going out just for a drive. I like driving.
Of course you disagree. You have all the bad opinions. That's your role. That's why you're on the show.
Driving A to B, done. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's an inconvenience, is what it is. It's not something to be celebrated. All right. What next? Should we talk about Lobo? The whole reason we're here?
Yeah.
Oh, Lobo. Steve reads the comic.
Shawn's.
Steve reads a motherfucking comic. All right.
One of Shawn's favorites.
So one of my favorite characters, DC character named Lobo. I think he was actually created in the 80s, first premiered in an issue of a comic called The Omega Men, which I have never read. I became familiar with him in the 90s when he started getting his own little miniseries, and the first 4-issue miniseries is just called Lobo. Lobo was created by Alan Grant and Keith Giffen. Keith Giffen being the writer, Alan Grant being the artist, I believe. And then Simon Bisley contributed the covers for the series. Simon Bisley is an amazing artist. I like Keith Giffen's writing a lot too. So Lobo is a Czarnian. That is the race he is, species, race, I guess. He looks like an albino member of Kiss.
That's what I was gonna say. He looks like the 5th member of Kiss.
Yeah, he's all white. He wears biker gear. He's a space biker, and he loves dolphins. But he's a badass bastitch. He's nigh invulnerable, almost invincible. He's gone toe to toe with Superman, and he's just a cool character in my opinion.
Wait, can you back that up? He went toe to toe with Superman?
Yeah, he's gone toe to toe with Superman. Yes, he has.
Who won that fight?
It just depends on the writer, really. But the thing I'm actually thinking of is an episode of Superman the Animated Series, where I think it was Superman Animated Series, where he was tasked with by some guy kind of like the Collector. I don't remember his name. The DC version. His name might be the Collector in the DC universe, but anyway. He wanted him to go get the last son of Krypton because he collects rare species and things and whatever. So he does. He gets Superman, fucking kicks shit out of Superman, takes him up there. But then he also gets captured by this dude because he is the last Czarnian.
Right.
So then he has to work with Superman to escape from this Collector type dude. But yeah, he's brutally violent. He's been killed in his own series. So you got a whole thing where he went to hell, he went to heaven. Like nobody wanted him because he's such a fucking piece of shit. He's just an asshole of a character.
That must have happened after this comic we read because he was supposed to be the last Czarnian, but there was one Czarnian left. Miss Tribb. Miss Tribb.
His 4th grade teacher.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man,
Rob, I'm curious. What did you think of this comic just in general? What were your takeaways?
Well, that was pretty good. I liked it. It's crazy. Guy just don't give a crap. Okay. I mean, but that's what I know. The story you were talking about was basically what Man of Tomorrow was. That movie I told Steve to watch on HBO Max that I know he didn't because he's too busy watching Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
But you would have enjoyed it really well, Steve. But yeah,
I'm getting to it.
So I have a question. When did he chop off her legs? Did I miss that? Was that off?
I think so. I think they just
comic book, like off screen. Was it off?
I think he implied he was going to do that because she kept like running away.
Yeah,
and then I think he said something. It's been a while since I read it now. But yeah, I think he said something along the lines of like, I'll have to do something about that, or we'll have to fix you so she wouldn't take off, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he didn't have
to.
Well, the next comic, they showed her like riding on the back with no legs, and then they talked about it. So I went back and I was like, did I miss it? And so I went back and I was like, no, I guess they just cut. He just went ahead and did it off
Maybe
camera. Yeah.
Maybe I just took that implication then. I don't remember.
No, you're not. You guys aren't missing anything. They never said it. They just went from one to the next thing you know, her legs were chopped off.
Yeah.
But let's back it up for the listener a little bit. The whole thing is Lobo has been tasked to transport a person to a certain area by this leader of the Legion. I don't know what Legion is, but he doesn't know that it's Miss Tribb, his fourth grade teacher, that he hates. So he finds out when he picks her up. He's like, "You son of a bitch," you know. Right. So the whole time it's just Lobo, and she's just like she's always going at Lobo like, you're horrible, you're not a good, you'll never amount to anything, just the blah blah blah. And it just drives him crazy the whole time. But he lives by like an oath. Like if he says he'll do something, then he'll follow through. And he's a man of his word. And the guy told him that he had to bring her in alive. So it's killing him the whole time to transport this woman. And it's great, man.
So you enjoyed it?
I did. And the whole deal was that he wasn't, he had to bring her in alive and then give custody to the Legion guy. And that was the deal. And then when he got there, he gave her over. And then once he had custody, he snapped her neck. I was like, yeah. He's like, I said I would keep her safe until you got custody. I didn't say after you got custody what I do.
Right.
So the Legion guy, I forgot. The Legion guy.
Go ahead.
The reason why he's working for him is because he defeated Lobo before the comic started, and so he promised him he'd help him. So that's why he was doing this. And the Legion guy is kind of shady. He's setting them up. He's trying to do what he wants by Lobo going to get this prisoner or whatever. And other things are like the what is it, the dancer, not the dancers, the ballet. Was it the ballet or the troops, or what were they called? The dance troops. Yeah, like the dance troops are a bunch of thugs. Yeah. It's great. The opera. Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. Along the way. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Along the way to drop off Miss Tribb, like Lobo just encounters a bunch of people and just pisses everyone off. So they're all trying to like follow him and kill him. Like different people. There's like a legion of grannies or something, like granny do-gooders, like they're old ladies that stand up for what's right or whatever. I don't know what they are, but they're following Lobo. They're like the police squad is following Lobo. There's like the truckers that he got in a fight with some truckers at a bar. They're following him, trying to kill him. Then he's got like his own fan base that is following him just to like keep him safe or whatever. So it all culminates in this Revel, this planet Revel 7. Lobo's there to like take a vacation, and everybody tries to gang up on him there. And that's
all right. Going back to what Rob said about the legs, I had to look it up, and she's got no legs, and she's talking about how she can self-heal, they'll grow back. And this is what I refer. He says, "Heaven forbid, at least now you'll stay put." So that's they don't show him do it, but they explain why he did it, because she was he was having to go after her. So she's just riding on his back with their legs cut off. All right, so here's my whole thing with this. So I read this back in the 90s, a few years after it came out, fell in love with the character and the kind of level of parody that. Lobo was kind of the way Keith Giffen wrote him was intended to kind of parody the popular anti-heroes of the era, like Wolverine and Punisher and stuff like that. And that's why it's similar to that stuff, but also making fun of that stuff. And that I really enjoyed that aspect of it, the over the top violence, this total asshole character. But reading this again, and it's been a few weeks now, I just couldn't help but think like, man, this could be the movie. This could be DC's fucking Deadpool, man. Like they could have an R-rated character. And again, Jason Momoa, dude, they wasted him on that fucking water duder character. Like this, he would be so perfect in this role. He's got the build, he's got the hair. Jason Momoa himself is into heavy metal. Yeah. Like he would have been perfect as fucking Lobo.
It's like you said, dude, the fucking DC Deadpool. There was a scene in this comic book where he's in like a spelling bee to the death. Like I would love to see that. Yes. I would love to see that on screen.
and then to take
ahead.
Take it to the next level. Imagine if they'd put James Gunn on it. Mr. Guardians of the Galaxy, let him go R-rated with Lobo.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing over there, DC? Why are you not hiring me? Because these are brilliant fucking ideas. You know what I would do? I would just fucking recast Jason Momoa. And you know what I would do in the first scene? I would do one of those fucking special effects scenes where it's Jason Momoa plays two characters and Lobo kills Aquaman. It would be fucking hilarious. And it could be like that whole Green Lantern Deadpool thing, And how funny would that be? That like the opening scene, just to establish who the fuck Deadpool is and who we're dealing with, he goes, makes fun of Aquaman, and then murders it. Like that would be fucking hilarious. That's the kickoff. Now I know that's just strictly a Shawn Isley fantasy. However, even if you don't do that, if you just straight up adapt this fucking comic, how fun would this be, man? An intergalactic bounty hunter who loves dolphins, who's nigh invincible, who everyone hates him and he hates everyone. And like it's just such a great character. They're like, Aquaman too.
You got it all in this comic series too, because there was even like at one point there's like a guy who he's just a fat slob. He's like a board operator or something. He's got food all over the desk. He reminded me of Ned from Jurassic Park, dude. He's just sitting there eating fucking. There's ketchup getting in the controls and shit. I was like, man, I would love to see this shit in a movie if they did it right.
I mean,
and he's funny as shit, man. Like it was great.
Oh, that's great, man. The opera, the spelling bee. And then the vacation planet, he just
right.
He goes on vacation
so much fun
to unwind, and then he ends up like killing a lot of people while he's there. He's like he gets bored. He's like drinking and I don't know, doing karaoke or something. He's like, this is boring, so he just starts killing people.
Right.
There's what
a great what a fun character.
Yeah.
Like it just kills me that they're sitting on this and they're gonna do it and they're gonna cast like some dude who doesn't even look like Lobo. You know what I mean? They're gonna cast some dude who's like 5'5" and skinny. And they're like, you're Lobo now. And it's just they're gonna do it all wrong because they're DC. They're gonna give it to Zack Snyder, who's gonna fucking suck all the color out of it and then make Lobo some dark, brooding type character who never does a funny fucking thing ever because he doesn't have a sense of humor.
What is with he's got like a chain and a hook that's like does he always have that with him?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's a signature kind of weapon. It's on all like the figures I have and stuff and in the animated adaptations and everything. Pretty signature weapon.
He just goes around killing anyone that like gets smart with him. It's great.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck because he's invincible. Again, very similar to Deadpool. Deadpool is obviously has a little bit more morality, but Deadpool's almost invincible as well. So he kind of, he approaches situations differently than someone who isn't. And that's Lobo. And Lobo just doesn't give a fuck. And he loves the space dolphins. And like, it's just such a fun fucking character. And we got Aquaman. We got Wonder Woman 1984 though. And they're sitting on this. They're sitting on this great fucking character. And that's what we get instead. We get fucking just the lowest rung of entertainment you could possibly eke out.
Did you
for billions of dollars, millions of dollars?
Did you read the panels in between? Did you see his report card?
Oh, yeah.
From like first grade?
Yeah.
It was basically it was like fourth grade, and it was the lady he was after, and she was saying all the bad things about him, and it was just he was failing everything.
Yes.
And then like the next one was a different grade, and he filled in everything. It says, "Oh, he's wonderful, charismatic," or whatever it is. It was so funny.
Right.
Yeah. He went from it was all F's, and then she's gone, and it was him writing his own report card to like all A's.
All A's, yeah.
Here's some of the comments. Debating Society banned. Refuses to recognize that physical force is not the first resort in discussion dialogues. Sports, blanket ban. More than 50% of school sportsmen currently hospitalized by Lobo.
Yes.
Biology, his best subject, has a morbid fascination with things that kill and things that die. Career opportunities, none, unless there is a market elsewhere in the universe for the infliction of pain, injury, and death. Lobo is badly in need of help, though not, I suspect, nearly as badly as Czarnian. Oh, man. Just fucking, this could have been so good. It could still be a thing. It could still exist. I got to stop being a pessimist and realize that just because Jason Momoa and James Gunn are already doing different things. Yeah, and here's the other one, grade 5, A+, 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 A+.
I was scrolling for it.
Career opportunities, brain surgeon, philosopher, scientist. The sky's the limit for this talented and popular pupil. Simply the best student I have ever encountered. Enough said, or would you like your face removed? So,
sports, captain and star player. Yeah, it's good, man. It's funny. It's funny. You're right, man. If DC could do it right, man, it would be fucking great.
But finding the right directors, and this is something Marvel has excelled at for the most part. I mean, some of the directors have, like, I don't even know who I don't know who directed Thor 2. I don't know. I do know who directed Thor 1. Like, some of them, they just nailed it. Taika Waititi, Joss Whedon, Jon Favreau. They did a really good job pairing people up with these characters. And I don't think DC has done that except for with, the Batman movies, some of the Batman movies, not all of them, but, the Burton and the Nolan stuff, possibly this new one. But then the Zack Snyder thing, like, dude, after Man of Steel, they should have been like, thanks, but no thanks. You just ruined Superman. You just took Action Comics #1 and wiped your ass with it. So we're done with you. We're going to find somebody who actually has read more than 4 comics. They're going to take over the Superman franchise. Thank you for your service. But instead, they're like, here's the whole Snyderverse. Then I see this whole hashtag, restore the Snyderverse is what they're saying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Here's my question to these people. Restore what? What changed? What was so different about the ending of this Justice League compared to the last one that needs restoring? Are they saying just give him his job back? Or are they saying that this continuity should be canon? And I'm not sure, because again, the alterations were so minor that it didn't have any significant impact on the ending at all.
I think both. The answer is both of what you just said. They want him back and they want it as canon. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way.
But even if it is canon, what changed?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like what that's what I mean. Like I think Snyderverse fans are so stupid they don't understand that there's no fucking difference between the Snyderverse and the non-Snyderverse. Like, if they make a sequel to Justice League, no matter who makes it, it doesn't matter which movie they're sequelizing because they ended the same fucking way.
What do you mean? It was 2 hours longer.
You're right. They did end differently. This one ended with me sleeping. So that was a difference.
But Man of Steel made a lot of money, right? So I could see why they kept going. If it's going to make money, they're going to keep going.
Well, I just wanted to reboot, man. Get Zack Snyder out of there. He just is not. He's not a comics guy.
I thought he was out of there.
Frank Miller comics.
They said he was out.
That doesn't mean. No, Dude, things. This if this movie was nearly as popular as people make it out to be, which we don't have actual numbers on, that changes things. That gives people, if this had the impact that the people on Twitter are purporting that it did, then obviously DC would be like, well, maybe we'll bring him back. So,
yeah, well, hopefully,
but hopefully, like with James Gunn on board for Suicide Squad, hopefully if that's a good movie and it does well, maybe we can get a Lobo then.
Yeah, and I hope this new Batman does well too.
No, I hope this Batman is good. I don't care if it does well. If it's bad, that's a bad thing, Steve. I don't want it to do well.
I meant is good. You know what I meant? Is good and does well. I hope they do well on it. How about that?
I hope it's a good movie.
Steve has stock in WB. I hope it does well.
Right? All right. I don't give a fuck if it could be a fucking shit stain.
You guys buy Aquaman, right?
Yes.
No, that will not. If that shows up in my Voodoo account as a freebie, I'm deleting Voodoo. Like, I'm done with it. Like, if that, I want nothing to do with that.
I added it to your account.
We have your. I was going to say we have your password.
I swear to fucking God.
Hey,
that and fucking the
while I'm thinking of it, did anybody watch The Nevers? It's a new HBO series by Joss Whedon.
I did not.
That's the Joss Whedon. Yeah, got
I watched the pilot. Oh, it got canceled? Why did I watch
Or Joss Whedon got canceled off it. I don't know if they're
What? I'm so confused.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway,
they told him
was it good?
Because all the shit that was going on with Joss Whedon, they canned him.
Really?
Anyway, I don't care about that. Was the show any good?
Yeah, I thought the pilot was decent. I like where they're going with it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to watch
it. I don't think what have I been watching? Oh, I've been on like a heavy music kick. I haven't really been watching movies. Been watching live I really want to go to a fucking concert. It's like I've finally reached a point. Like I got both my shots. My whole family's fully vaccinated. The rest of the family got their second shots today. Everybody's vaccinated in my house.
That's awesome.
I got mine too.
It's been about 7 days since my second one. And
what are you supposed to wait, like 2 weeks or something before it's supposed to be able to take hold?
10 days.
Okay.
But I want to go to a show. I want to go to a fucking concert. And that's so weird because I go to metal shows usually and I really hate those people, but I just want to see some live music. I've been watching a lot of live YouTube stuff. Meshuggah, Metallica, Pantera, Slayer. Just bought a couple Slayer Blu-rays. Been watching those.
What is wrong with you? You hate crowds. You don't want to go out. You want to stay inside.
That reminds me of that Clerks quote. you
watching that gatherings. Watching that concert on your TV is so much better than watching it live.
No, concerts you got to experience live. It's not the same. It's just not. Have you ever been to a metal show? Like a real metal show? It's different. We made Steve go, I know, one time. Steve might understand to some extent.
Who was it? I forgot.
Warrant, Trickster,
with the fucking Ozfest.
Oh.
No Trickster, no Firehouse.
No Warrant. That don't count.
That's not a metal show.
Oh, okay.
No. That's Trickster and Firehouse is basically the same as going to a country show. Meaning there might actually be attractive women there, is what I mean by that. So yeah, Steve, you went to Ozfest '99 with us. You know, yes, it was like Fear Factory, System of a Down, Slayer, Primus, Slipknot.
Ooh, you got to see System of a Down. I've been listening to a lot of that.
Yeah,
I really like their stuff.
We met Serge. He was sitting right. Serge was in the It was standing right next to us watching Fear Factory, and Shawn recognized him. I had no idea who he was, but Serge,
terrible
he's
memory. We met Serge. He wasn't standing next to us. We had just gotten there. He was standing in the audience of the second stage, watching whatever band was playing. We were passing through, and me and Jason were immediately like, "That's fucking Serge," because we had just seen System of a Down like a month or two prior in Memphis at the New Daisy. So we stopped and talked to him, but this was before they blew up. This was '99, and I saw him in '98 at Ozfest as well. So this was like right before they blew up. So he was just standing there with his arms crossed, and we, talked, shook hands, and then he asked me what time it was, and then he took off. And because I had a watch. I was like the only nerd at Ozfest with a fucking watch on. So I'll never forget that. But we didn't have a marker yet, so I don't think we got an autograph. So we got autographs from like Deftones and Fear Factory and stuff, but I don't think we ever saw the System of a Down guys again. But yeah, we met Surge. That was cool. But yeah, just a live concert atmosphere is just a different thing. So Lamb of God is coming. I was thinking about going to that, but they're coming with Megadeth, so they're charging like fucking hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to pay that much money. I've seen Lamb of God so many times for way less money.
Well, you got to stop buying hot toys. You might be able to afford a ticket.
It's not about affording it. It's about being willing to spend the money on it. It's not the issue there. That's just, to me, the value. It's like, I don't know that they're worth $150 to go see. I've seen them for $20. I've seen them for $15. I've seen them for $40. I'm like, I don't think they've gotten that much better.
At least you don't drink. Like when I go, it's $150 plus $150 on beer.
Right.
And then I'm like, who did I just see? Because I forgot everything.
Right. You're like, I don't even know. I was drunk the whole time.
No, I don't drink when I'm there.
I get plenty of beer still, just, poured on me in general. But I remember like Logan's first concert, took him to see Suicidal Tendencies and Slayer. And we were at the Agora. We sat up in the balcony, and there's this drunk dude behind us, and he just kept spilling a little bit of beer on Logan all the time. And Logan kept turning his head, and the guy's like, every time he's like, "Oh, so sorry, man." And like 5 minutes later, Logan gets fucking beer on his head again. And then here's my favorite part of it. Here's how Logan's first concert ended. So we're watching Slayer, probably getting close to the end, and I look over, Logan is fast asleep. So I'm like, all right, let's go. If you're sleeping through the Slayer concert, I think it's time to go. He was tired. It was past his bedtime. It was late, and he had school the next day. He was tired, so he fell asleep at Slayer.
Rob, and Rob's son Aiden got to see Tool right before the pandemic hit. So that was
nice.
That was like the one fun thing of 2020 that I can remember.
Oh, right before then, huh?
Yeah, it was January, the end of January.
Aiden's first and last concert, evidently.
Yeah, because it's like, sorry, no more. It's pandemic.
See, that's another one. I feel like I've seen Tool. I've been front row for Tool, back in the 90s, and now they're charging $150, $200 a ticket. I'm like, your new stuff isn't as good as your old stuff, so no, you should be charging less actually. No, or if you're going to charge that price, don't play the newer stuff. I prefer the older Tool stuff.
I prefer it all. I love it, even the new stuff.
See, their last album was, man, that was coma inducing. Very boring.
I listen to that all the time.
Again,
of course you would. Of course you would. Yeah, of course you would.
That's right.
Of course you would.
The bearer of bad opinions. That's why you're here. You would. We got to hear from the Fast and Furious crowd. It's only fair. Keep it democratic.
Yeah, Aiden likes I think the older stuff more than the newer stuff, but yeah.
Dude, the older stuff is fucking awesome.
Dude, Aiden,
I love it how
Aiden's got me listening to Metallic songs I didn't even know existed. He's like,
oh yeah?
Yeah. I was like, if it wasn't on the Black album, I don't think I know it. But I'll hear something on the radio that I've never heard, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay, that's awesome.
Good for him. That's good to hear."
Yeah, your kids are well versed in music. Mine will not be.
Brooklyn's down there with her fucking. She's like, he wakes up in the morning.
We're listening to Justin.
Dave Matthews Band collection.
We're listening to Justin Bieber right now, so it's all bad. It's all bad for their future.
Stop playing Kids Bop 306.
Oh, that sucks.
Shit. Yeah, the concerts I miss going out. I love going out anyway, so I miss it. I'm glad. Hopefully, it's coming to an end here soon. I don't.
Oh, dude, don't you get me started. Like, I'm looking at like our vaccination rates in Ohio, and I think we're like 29% now. the vaccine has been available to everybody 16 and up for 3 weeks now. Because my kids got it like the day or day after it was available. That was 3 weeks ago. So I just feel like by this point, we should be better than 29%. And I also feel like, again, because you have the Trumpers, that they're really stupid. You know, the same people who showed up to try to fucking kidnap Gretchen Whitmer or whatever. You have those same people who are like, you're taking away our freedoms and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, we're trying to get your freedoms back. Please get vaccinated. Because like, here's how in Ohio, here's what the rule is. They'll start repealing all the strict stuff for restaurants and gatherings once we hit less than 50 cases per 100,000 or something like that for like a 2 or 3 week rolling average. I think of like 2 weeks, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So once we hit that, so right now, so I go and look, I'm like, are the numbers are slightly going up, which is bad. We want them to go down. We're at about around 200 cases per 100,000. I'm like, please get the vaccine. Please wear a mask. Please stay the fuck away from each other. We can end this if you instead of bitching about I ain't wearing no damn mask, and then you end up like you see Ted Nugent has fucking COVID after ranting about fucking COVID 2 weeks ago and how it was all bullshit and fake and where's COVID 1 through 18 and now he's got COVID. He's like, sick as hell. I was on my ass. It's like, yeah. Because it's a real fucking thing. Like, it's been a year. This isn't something orchestrated, so we just stay the fuck home, you fucking idiots. Commerce is literally what drives our economy here in America. We're a capitalist country. Like, we want to spend money. We want to make money. We want to do those things. Everybody, 100% of people wants to do that shit. And they're like, no, man. The left don't want to do that. Yeah. It's like, no, we do. We do. We want to spend money. We want to make money.
What kills me is like there's like the one person that died of a blood clot from the Johnson & Johnson, and they're all up in arms about this. I'm like, what about the half a fucking million people that have fucking died? Did you not care about that at all?
That's just fake news, Steve.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
1 in 6.8 million. And they're like, yep, that I told you so. It's like, I hate you people so much. Dude. Like, we just want us libtards, us on the left over here. We're just like, please just wear a mask. All right. You can bitch you can do your podcast or your YouTube channel about your freedoms, but just put your mask on. Stop having huge gatherings. Stop going to country music shows, whatever stupid, stop having barbecues. Just do it. Just and get vaccinated. And then see what happens. See what happens after that. But just do this. Do your duty as an American. Look after your fellow American. Get the fucking shot. I'm fine. I've had both shots. Steve, both shots. Rob, unfortunately, had the Johnson & Johnson, but he's also fine.
I would still get the Johnson & Johnson like right now if you gave me an option. Because
and like they said, Fauci said
six people out of how many million have gotten it. I mean, what's the percentage of getting that blood clot? The problem was that they treated it the treatment for that might have been bad that they gave to those 6 women that you normally would treat somebody with that type of condition. But having the vaccine, it might have made it worse. You know what I'm saying? That's 6 people out of how many million?
Well, then
I would get the vaccine. I would get it tomorrow.
And then they're saying too. Well, they're saying too that they think it could be because there's a lot of a much higher blood clot risk with birth control for women, and they're looking at like the interaction between that and birth control, and all these kind of things. People are obviously just jumping to conclusions. Not jumping to conclusions after 560,000 right? dead COVID patients. That's all fake news. That's all fake. That's made up. But 6 people blood clots. That's absolutely legit. We should all get our guns and storm the Capitol.
And these are the same people that they're all about the like a polio vaccine. They're getting these immunizations, but when it comes to another one, they're like, we can't have that.
Because all thanks to their Lord and Savior Donald Trump. Dude, I watched that you sent me that video. It was a while ago, and I literally just watched it yesterday. The PBS Frontline video on the insurrection at the Capitol.
Yeah,
man, I liked that because that guy went to like the Proud Boys leaders' houses, and I remember speaking to the one guy's wife, and she's just like, and it is exactly what you think these people live like. There is a rusted out pickup truck, a John Deere tractor, a rebel flag. His wife has, about, you can count her teeth on one hand. And she's just like, well, this is what God wants us to do. This is what the Lord told. It's exactly what you like. The stereotypes you have of these people are 100% accurate. It's like they think they're doing the Lord's work. They're already brainwashed by Christianity, which is something that I've been saying all year, is that the most susceptible people are people who believe in religion, because they're already easily, they're naive. They're gullible. They think there's a magic man in the sky who is watching them and cares who wins the Super Bowl. So, like, those are the people.
Wait, are you saying you haven't prayed for the Browns to win the Super Bowl? No wonder they never get there, you asshole.
I'll take the blame. I'll take that shot. I know you Browns guys got to blame somebody. I'll be that.
We were told
like
not to pray selfishly. That's what I was taught. You pray for somebody else, not for.
And that's what they do. They pray for Donald Trump and his guidance and his leadership and his orange skin condition.
People are dying all over the world.
But these people, the people who are leading these militias, are just rednecks who actually worship the military. Like that, they want to do that. They want to be in Call of Duty, basically. Like that's who these people are, from what I've seen. And people just jump on board. They're just like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I like what he's got to say.
I don't see any
end in a joint, Rob. What are you doing?
I don't see any end in sight for this. I think Tucker Carlson's gonna win the nomination and be president. I think that's our future.
Oh. Dude, I
don't see anything stopping. Thank God they convicted the cop. Maybe things will change, but I don't know.
So
I think Tucker Carlson is smarter than Trump. He won't run.
I read something about OAN. They still do not claim. They won't say President Biden. They just call him Biden. But but his cabinet members, like they'll say, head of the DOJ or secretary this or secretary, but they will not say President Biden on OAN. It's crazy.
They still say President Trump.
Oh, yeah, they'll say President Trump.
Yeah, I sent you that article.
Oh, was that you?
And the other thing, in the article, the other thing was that, like, speaking anonymously, some of them are like, this is what happens. Like when they were watching the insurrection, I was like, wow, this is what happens when you watch OAN, I guess.
Did you, the guy that the worker from OAN that spoke up has got canned? I read that today. That guy, whoever was talking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just saw the article today. He got canned. It's for speaking out. That's, I mean, that.
And
they have the right to can him, but
he was.
It's crazy,
right? He was saying that like the people there know that they're not telling truth. They're not giving honest news.
Yeah.
The people who work there, they're just there for the money. And it's like, that's so insane.
Yeah. And he said like
people are just eating it up.
He said like 80% of the employees think what they're doing is wrong, but they're still doing it. I'm like,
right.
And this is the news source people are going to, man. Yeah.
But CNN is fake news though. Like that's what kills me. That's where the fake stuff is coming from.
Well, that's what,
not from the place where they actually manufactured fake news.
Here's the kicker: like all that money, like that people gave to Trump when he said, the election was rigged and all that goes to his campaign finance. Which they can spend that how they want. Yeah. That's not. I mean, that money's gone. People gave him. It's crazy, man. I mean, he collected so much money just in that 2-month period, 3-month period, because people thought this was going to overthrow the election or make it right or whatever, and it's like that money just goes in his pockets.
The fact
it just goes in his pockets,
right? They were reporting it in real time that, hey, you got to read the fine print here.
Yeah.
This is not where this is going to end up.
Yeah.
And they were still like, they still did it anyway.
Yeah, it's like,
and this was after the we build the wall thing when they were stealing from them that.
Yeah.
You know, all the money was going to like Steve Bannon or something and redistributed directly to Trump or whatever.
It was
it's
going
like
to that
even after it's been proven fraud, even after it's been proven fraud, these people are still like, yeah, here's my money. It's like, dude, I don't know what to do.
It's no different than the religion, like Shawn was saying. They, that Joel Osteen's got like some super mansion and all these cars. It's incredible. It's like, dude, what happened to helping the poor? Good God, man. Like, how big of a house do you need to preach?
Well,
all right, what are we doing next week?
So I got to get going.
Wait. I gotta tell one story. I think you'll get a kick out of this. There's somebody we got like at work. I have a handheld, and that's how I do all my ordering. And there's a whole bunch of them because there's a bunch of employees. And every day somebody comes up and their battery's missing. Like somebody is going around and stealing batteries and then putting the old one back in. And like that person's that handheld is like dead and they're about to go to work. They're like, what the fuck, man? I got to sit here for 2 hours and charge this battery. So somebody keeps going around and fucking stealing batteries and shit. And we don't know who it is. So I'm talking to my buddy at work and he's like fed up. He's like, dude, I'm about to get me a fucking fingerprint kit. And I saw in that when he said fingerprint kit, I immediately thought of fucking Spy Tech, dude.
Spy Tech.
Remember Spy Tech?
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Rob, do you know about Spy Tech?
Yeah. Aiden had him when he was little. They got that stuff.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it was a bunch of different things. Like they had fingerprint kits, they had like a periscope, they had a long range microphone. I had a pair of sunglasses with like rear mirrors on the side so you could see who's walking behind you and stuff. And she just said fingerprint kit. And I was like, I used to have one. I was like, we could be printing people, right?
Black light, remember?
Yeah,
it had the black light in it.
That
was one of the few toys I was allowed to have because there was no guns.
Yeah.
So I could have Spy Tech stuff. I'm glad you brought that up.
That shit had motion detectors too.
Yes.
And
yeah.
And it came with a vest. It came with a vest where you could put all this stuff, all these different things.
And a walkie-talkie with a cord.
Yeah.
Like we take for granted now, but in the fucking 80s, it was a huge deal to have a microphone on a cord that went to your walkie-talkie.
Like you look like a Secret Service agent or something, you know?
Yes.
That was, oh man, it brought back so many memories. I was like, that was the coolest toy set ever, man. Ever.
Right?
Like nothing ever.
The first remote control was a corded, like an old phone cord that turned the dial on the TV. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that.
I think the first remote control was your firstborn child, usually.
Yeah, it's like, son, get up. I just remember, like, it was awesome, and the vest was sweet, but I was always bummed out because I was too fat to wear the vest. So Shawn was the only one that could wear the vest. I had the vest, but it wouldn't fit. I couldn't button it.
Its belly's hanging out.
Yeah, and I had almost everything. I had the vest.
Yeah.
I had almost and there was like slots for like 4 things on each side and a pocket in the back for your fingerprint kit.
Yeah, I was going to say the back pocket was for the fingerprint kit.
But yeah, you had the long range microphone. You had a motion sensor that would set off an alarm that worked terribly.
Yeah.
We would set that thing up and and somebody walked past it, it'd be like nothing. And we're like running up to it, like waving our hand in front of it. Like,
it had to be
there it goes. Okay.
It's like it had to be well lit area.
Yeah. It was very specific the way it worked. And I think it didn't help too, because like typically with that kind of stuff, you need like your garage sensor, you need a sensor on each end. This was just like one sensor, so there wasn't really like a distinct line that would trip. So you had to be like real close to it.
Right. It was still cool. As fuck.
It's funny you bring that up though. Oh dude, no, it was awesome. I loved it at the time. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. All right.
Yes.
What are we reading next week?
Dude, that I completely forgot I had to pick comics for the next week. Wow, I'm in a pickle here. On the spot.
Hey,
Johnny
Shawn.
on the spot.
Hey, Shawn.
Yes. I don't know. It's so pixelated. I have no idea what that image could possibly be.
You see that?
I'm guessing that's like Deadpool from where I'm standing. So
actually, I don't want you to read The Flash because you'll just shit all over it, and I'm tired of getting
shit. If it's a good story, I will not. I will not shit on.
Like I said, you'll shit all over it, and I'm tired of getting shit on this podcast. So, pick something else.
All right, I'll let you guys vote. We can either do Sin City, the Hard Goodbye, or we can do World War Hulk.
Rob, you go.
Hello.
Hulk.
Yeah, I'm Hulk too.
All right, World War Hulk. It's 36 issues. No, I'm just kidding. It's
Rob just shit his pants.
I think it's only 6 issues, so and we'll do that. We'll do that over the next week or two.
I've been hearing
more
about
of a bi-weekly schedule.
I watched the animated movie. Of course.
I saw it on HBO.
I thought it was
Planet Hulk.
That's what it was. It was Planet Hulk. Yeah.
Oh, okay. World War Hulk is a sequel. Like it takes place right after Planet Hulk. So if you want to watch Planet Hulk, I don't remember if it's an accurate adaptation or not. Does it have like Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Mr. Fantastic in it at all?
I don't remember. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because they're kind of key to the events of World War Hulk.
Whatever it was very good for Marvel animation. It was like one of the better ones that I actually saw, because usually Marvel animation sucks. But this was actually was interesting. It was good. Molly watched it with us. We both watched it. It's good, and I think Aiden.
What did you say? It takes place before World War Hulk or after?
After.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
You said after.
Okay. It takes place. World War Hulk takes place after Planet Hulk.
Okay.
That's your question.
Yeah. Okay. And Hulk is already established, obviously, at this point, so there's no origin story or anything like that. Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, it's who Hulk is. It's Bruce Banner, so there's no, yeah. I think, like I said, if you want to watch Planet Hulk again beforehand or read Planet Hulk, I think Planet Hulk is like 12 issues though, so you might be better off just watching Planet Hulk. But I think they explain in that who sent him to Sakaar, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it, and then and I don't remember so at the end of Planet Hulk, and I know you probably don't remember, but in the cartoon version, does his pregnant wife get killed in an explosion by chance?
I don't remember.
Spoiler.
I don't remember what I did yesterday, so that's not saying much.
Okay.
I could probably ask Molly, and she'd tell me right away.
It's a key reason that World War Hulk exists. So it's kind of important. So but that takes place in Planet Hulk. It shouldn't be a spoiler if you watch Planet Hulk and if they adapted it faithfully, but I don't remember if they did either. It's been years since I watched it. Literally, like probably 10 years. But yeah, all right. So World War Hulk next week. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, gentlemen. It's been fun.
Rob's still lagging, so hopefully we'll work on that.
It's not too bad. We'll figure it out next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks for listening.